Greetings, welcome to TSM and Project G8, and I trust this finds you in a great mood. So today we're going to discuss about skill number 11, and this is going to be 5 keys to take your business to the next level. 5 keys to take your business to the next level, okay? So the first key is define your goals. You have to define your goals, okay? So one of the things you need to ask yourself is, why did you join Alliance in Motion Global? Why did you join the business? This is the most crucial question you need to answer to yourself, okay? What do you want to achieve? What is this that you want to achieve? What pushed you to become a part of this? What made you decide to give out that capital and join this business? You would have decided to eat that money. You would have decided to go and party with that money, and then, you end it, you finish it like that. But what made you decide that you're going to put that capital into this business, okay? So point number 3 is, if your why is not clear, surely you will not reach anywhere. If you do not have strong reasons as to why you joined this business, if you do not have defined reasons as to why you joined this business, trust me, you're not going to achieve any results. That is how it is, okay? So if your why is not clear enough, you're not going anywhere with this business, okay? Number 4, most people can't answer these questions in 10 seconds. Most people can't answer this question in 10 seconds. So they don't have clear goals. They don't know where they are going. Probably they joined this business because of hype and excitement. They just joined here so that they can see if they can become millionaires. So you have to define yourself. You have to redefine your goals. Why did you join the business? You need to have a very clear outline. If I wake you up at 3 a.m. and I ask you, why did you join Alliance in Motion Global? You do not need to think twice. The words need to be flowing from your mouth like it is, water flowing down a drainage, okay? So that is how it is. You need to have very clear goals and very clear reasons as to why you joined this business, and you need to keep it in your mind every single day, and you need to have all those in your fingertips. Next point is divide your goals, okay? So when it comes to redefining your goals, you need to have a plan through which you're going to achieve your goals. And the first thing you need to do is you need to have the short-term goals, mid-term goals, and then the long-term goals. So short-term goals are, what do you want to achieve in the next 6 months, in the next maybe 1 year or something like that, okay? 6 months to about 1 year, 2 years, and things like that. Mid-term goals, what do you want to achieve in the next maybe 3 years? Okay, from now, in the next 3 years from now, 4 years from now, and things like that. That is what we call mid-term goals. And long-term goals is, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years from now? 5 years, 8 years, 6 years, 7 years, things like that. What do you need to achieve in that period of time? You need to redefine those goals. You need to categorize them. There is an audio by Jim Rohn that states how to write your goals. So you get a piece of paper, and then you write everything that you want down, and then now you go grading those, whatever the things that you want to achieve, you go grading them, giving them a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 mark. And then all the things that are falling under a 1, these are the things that you want to achieve as soon as possible. We can call them maybe short-term goals. The things that you're going to give a 2, those are things that we can call mid-term. You want to achieve these things after you have achieved the others, the first ones. And then those you're going to achieve, you're going to give a 3, those are things you're going to achieve after you have achieved your short-term and mid-term goals. Those are the ones that are going to take a little bit longer for you to be able to achieve. For example, if you're still struggling with meals and paying rent and, data bundles and credit and things like that, you cannot say that your next goal should be buying a car. No. Your first goal is you deal with the food, what you're eating, where you're staying. The second one, you deal with how you're dressing. Okay, after that, you now go to increasing your income, and then before you even go to getting a car. So that is how it is. So you have to learn how to define your goals so that it becomes very easy for you to track your progress and for you to know which is the next move you should take. Next one, plan your week. Plan your week. So you have to divide your short-term goals into weekly goals. Decide for every week what you want to achieve. Decide for every week what you want to tackle. Decide for every week what you want to work on. Okay? And then set a game plan of how much prospecting, how much invitations, how much presentation, how much follow-ups, and how much trainings you need to do for you to be able to achieve the results that will help you be able to tackle on the goals that you've set on yourself on a weekly basis. Okay? So doing this will surely make your week productive. Okay? Another tip, do have a vision board somewhere in your house so that you are able to visualize your goals each and every single day, okay? And a vision board doesn't need to be something complex if you do not have the right tools. You can just get a paper, you stick there a few things that you want to achieve, and then in the future you will now create a very nice vision board. Okay, so this paper now you put, or rather these things that you want to achieve, you put them somewhere where you can be able to read them each and every single day, where you can be able to access them as soon as possible each and every single day when you wake up. Okay, so that is what usually happens. You see them, those goals that you've put on your wall, they have to be the very first thing you see when you wake up, and they have to be the very last thing that you see before you sleep. That is how you are able to create that into your subconscious mind to help you be able to achieve these goals much faster. Okay, next, step number 2 is you have to build your name list. Okay, the reason why I keep on talking about name list in many presentations is because your name list is your gold mine for your business. Without a name list, you're going nowhere. Without individuals, without new people to talk to, you're going nowhere. And many people usually take this in a negative way. You can imagine we are in a world with a population of 8 billion people. 1% of those people is 80 million. So when are you going to reach even 5% of, even 0.5% of 80 million? That is about 40 million people. That is the whole of Kenya. So if you were to say that you are supposed to talk to the whole of Kenya, how many years will it take you? That tells you of how much work you need to put into creating new contacts each and every single day. So that is how it is. This is your gold mine to your business, for your business. When you have a good name list, it means you have a business that is running. Okay, so there are 3 types of networkers when it comes to creating a name list, and these are people you're going to find in your team. We have the posers. These are people who make a mental list of 3 to 5 people, and they hope that these people will join the business, and they put their entire future of the network marketing career based on the response of these 1 or 2 or 3, 5 people that they have selected. You get that their career is short-lived in network marketing. They make 80% of networkers, and you're going to get a majority of them joining your team, and they rely on luck. So the moment you have these guys, you've given them everything, and they are not willing to do whatever it takes, just understand that these are the ones who are never busy. Okay, so that is how it is. Next, we have the amateurs. The amateurs, they are driven by excitement, not skill. They're just driven by excitement. Maybe these are the people you ask, why did you join AIM Global? They don't have a clue, okay? So they make a written list of, let's say, 30 prospect to about 50 prospect, and then they begin to deal with this prospect. And then as the list diminishes, as the list reduces, they start having what you call panic and anxieties. The anxiety level grows higher, and they start panicking, they start wondering what is going to happen and things like that. And that is now what now results into their failure. Okay, so their biggest failure is running out of people. You can imagine they are scared of running out of people, yet they do not want to find the right people to work with them in the business. So those are the amateurs. The category number 3, these are the professionals. They start with a written list of at least 200 people. They know how to keep on adding more and more individuals into their contact list. They are always ready and aware they are always ready and prepared to create more connections, either on social media, physically, publicly, anywhere they are. They are committed to adding names into their contact list each and every single day, and they have an active candidate list through which they are able to keep on prospecting, keep on presenting, follow up, representing, and reinviting their guests into learning more about the business. These are now the professionals. These are the kind of people that you need, okay? Of course, in network marketing, when you start, you're not going to attract all these people at once. You're going to attract a mixture of people, of different kind of categories of people. And through your team support, that is now when you'll be able to learn on who do you need to support more, who is an amateur, who is a poser, who is wasting time with you, and things like that. And that is how you'll be able to learn. They never hide themselves. It will just show up, okay? Network marketing, it will just show up. You can never hide it for long in network marketing. That is how it is, okay? Next. Inviting your prospect for a network marketing business presentation, okay? So you have to remember that you have to invite your prospect to a network marketing business presentation. And these days, because of the rise of technology, we have different ways of sharing this business opportunity with them, okay? So you have to put that in mind. These are some of the inviting tips you need to keep in mind. Always give a compliment. Always thank them. Always tell them that you believe in them. Tell them that I appreciate for the time you've given me, or rather thank you for the little time you've spent working on this opportunity, and keep on appreciating them and complimenting them genuinely. Number 2, don't spend so much time presenting or rather inviting someone to come and learn about the business opportunity. When you're doing the invitation, you're not presenting, you're just inviting. You're telling them, you need to follow this if you want to learn about the business. You need to go this direction. This is where you get our content. That is what you're doing there. You're not going there to convince them again and start presenting to them on their WhatsApp before they see the presentation. No. For me, I'm usually very strict. If I realize that I've guided you on how you're going to learn about the business and you're not willing to do that, you're taking me to other direction, I become angry. Of course, I tell you that I'm not willing to do that. If you're not interested in following through the instructions I'm giving you, then I don't see a future of us building the business. I usually tell them like that so that they understand that I'm in a serious business. I value my time. I value their time. I want to make it easy for them, okay? So that is how it is. Don't give too much information during invitation. Your work during invitation is just to invite. It's not to present again, okay? So remember that. Maintain curiosity. Maintain your curiosity. Just tell them that this is a business opportunity you have been working on. This individual here, this is his 2 years progress. Send 2 or 3 photos. Tell them this is what I've earned today. Send a screenshot. Tell them this is how other people have been able to change their lives with the business opportunity. We have in this month, these are the top performers, and in this month we have this the newest car achiever we have. And then now tell them, in case you need to learn more about the business opportunity, this is where you go. That is how you maintain curiosity. The moment you go into the inbox there and you start explaining, you are lowering lowering that curiosity. You're making it hard for them to take themselves, or rather to take the next necessary step that will help them be able to understand about how the business works. Okay, so maintain curiosity. Keep your posture. Keep your posture. You know what you're doing. You know who you are. You know your worth. You know the kind of value you bring to the market because of this business presentation, or rather because of this opportunity. So you have to keep posture, and you have to maintain your posture whenever you're doing an invitation. Okay, so be that kind of a person who understands exactly what he is doing. Okay, next is step number 4, doing a good business presentation. Doing a good business presentation. Okay, so of course these days business presentations, they vary because we have now the uprising of technology, and we still have the olden ways of doing the business presentation, where we visit people, we do one-on-ones, we do town trainings and things like that. Okay, now when it comes to doing a good business presentation, we have 4 pillars of a good business presentation. The first pillar is the company profile. You have to elaborate, or rather you have to explain, or rather you have to give points to your prospects about when did the company start, how many offices does the company have, expansions to how many countries, what has the business been able to do, or rather some of the achievements of the company, or rather the business since it started. Okay, so that is now the company profile. Who are the founders? Is the company legit in the country where it is registered, and things like that. Okay, number 2, company products. You have to take them through the company products, and we said you put emphasis on the C24/7, and then the other products you brush them through. You explain figuratively, you explain to an extent that someone can be able to grab, but you do not spend so much time explaining each and every individual product. You brush through. Okay, next thing is the money. Okay, the money plan, or rather the pay plan. When it comes to the pay plan, we have 3 most important ways of income generation that every person has access to, especially those who start the business. We have retailing, and then you have binary. Under binary, that is where we have the 2. That is the direct referral bonus and the connecting bonus. Okay, direct referral bonus or connecting bonus, and the match sales bonus. Okay, or the pair bonus. Those are the 3 most important ways of income generation that you have to explain and elaborate properly. The rest of the ways of income generation, they will learn more about them later on, or as time goes by, or they will learn more about that from our technical training that we have. Okay, and then now you have to share testimonies. And as I said, when you're sharing testimonies, share about your own testimony, give a story, and share about other people's testimony who are around. Share testimonies of people of different categories, different calibers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, police officers, and things like that. And then share testimonies of people from other countries. And also share testimonies of people who started recently and their progress at the moment, and share testimonies of people who started 5 years ago, or maybe who started a little bit long ago, and the progress that they have been able to have. This creates a very good, interesting impression into the mindset of the prospect, because it tells them that wherever you are, you're going to succeed eventually. Despite whatever you do, despite if you joined today or not, you're still going to succeed. That creates that good mental picture. Next is step number 5, where you have to do what we call closing and follow-up. Okay, now this is the persuasion time. Remember, persuasion is when you are helping someone make the right decision about something that they are interested in. Convincing is when you're forcing someone to make a decision even if they are not interested. So in network marketing, what we usually do is we persuade. We do not convince, we persuade. Okay, so these are the closing tips. After the presentation is over, you need to be with your prospect and ensure all their doubts and questions get answered before they leave the venue, or or rather before they leave the meeting, or rather before you set up the next reappointment. I like asking them, do you have a question that you need me to tackle? Did you see something that was not clear that you need me to explain? Is there anything else that you need us to talk about before you go to the next step, and things like that, okay? So that's a very powerful way of asking them. And remember, when you're doing the presentation, there are questions that your prospects will never ask, like, why should I work with you? So when you're doing the presentation, you need to be talking about those important key points that will help your prospect be able to get aligned with your business presentation and get closer to you in terms of wanting to join you as soon as possible, okay? So after the presentation, now it is now your prospect's turn to talk, okay? So you ask the prospect, now that I've given you the knowledge and the information about how our business operates, now that you have a clue of how we operate, which questions do you have? If they don't have a question, you tell them, now tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me what you've learned from the business. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, in the next 2, 3 years? Let them speak. Let them give you opinion about the business presentation. Let them say something about the plan that they have listened to. Let them tell you something about what they think about the business and where they see themselves heading in the next few years. This gives you more understanding about what the needs of the prospect are. It is very powerful when you let people talk and then you just observe and be keen. It gives you a lot of more information about those people, and it gives you more information about their interest and where they are, where their mindset is directed to. And this helps you be able to build on them even more and be able to help them be able to achieve their goals much, much faster. Okay, next. Let them ask all the questions and listen carefully. Encourage them to ask questions. What I like telling my people is, don't be ashamed of asking a question. I'm always here. Just feel free to ask me any question. Some of them, they ask me, how much are you earning? Very few times. That is what people ask me. The rest of them, they are able to see everything. They just come and ask me now, if I join the business, how am I going to pay? How will my money be transferred? What is going to happen, this and that, and things like that. So that is how now we are able to operate, okay? So listen very carefully to the questions they're asking them, and then once you've answered the question, ask them, did you get the answer you're looking for, or did I answer that efficiently? And then they will tell you, yes, I'm satisfied. And then you ask them next question like that. That is how you keep on building rapport, and that is how you keep on doing maybe a good presentation. Once you're done, you create another reappointment, okay? The next point is the questions that your guest asks that help you close them. Very nice point there. The type of questions that your guest is going to ask after the presentation is what will enable you to close them. If you've done a presentation to someone and they're not asking questions, just know that this one is not interested, or maybe they never went through the presentation. Someone who has critically analyze that presentation, or rather that pay plan, they are going to respond immediately. They are going to answer you back, and they're going to tell you that, you know what, this is what I'm having this question in mind. I have this one last question. Let me ask you another question. You'll hear them telling you, oh, don't feel bad that I'm asking many questions. In fact, for me, when I see someone is asking me questions, I feel very good, because I know this is someone who is learning. This is someone who is trying to understand. This is someone who is trying to find more clarity about a concept they have learned about the business. And I encourage them to keep on asking questions, okay? And one of my mentorship ways, one of the ways I mentor people is when you ask a question. When you ask a question, I give you the knowledge. That is how I get to know that you have a problem here and there and it needs to be sorted, okay? So questions are very good. Use feel, felt, found approach as you answer. So if maybe someone asks you, maybe, are you sure that if I pay this money, I'm not going to lose it? This is how you go, okay? So you tell them, you first of all start, oh, that is a very good question, and I like how you're framing your questions, or rather, it's a very good way you've asked that question, and it's one of the most important questions that many people do not ask. You tell them, I feel the situation, or rather, I feel you, I feel what you're asking, and I understand the situation you're in. When I learned about this business at the first time, I felt the same way too. I was scared that I'm going to lose the money. But I found out that that is not the case. I found out that actually there are people who are joining the business, even those who are not in Kenya, those who are abroad. I found out even people who do not even understand English properly or Kiswahili properly, they are joining the business because they have seen something good in it. And then that is how you keep on answering the question. So you use the feel, felt, and found. You feel because you understand, you resonate with where your prospect is at the moment. And then felt, it means you are there in that same situation in the past. And then found out means after now doing, maybe listening to your mentor, asking more questions, doing some little bit of more understanding and reviewing the presentation again and again, you found out that this is how things happen. That is how you're going to be answering your questions when it comes to closing, okay? Next is follow-up tips. You need to have very good follow-up tips. We'll create a training that helps you be able to learn on how to do the follow-up. Chances are chances are less that prospect will call you. Okay, you need to reach out to them if you want them to sign up into the business. You know, these people, when you're doing the presentation, it is you who understands, or rather, when you're talking to someone to have a look into the business, it is you who understands the power of the business. The prospects themselves, they do not, because they do not have the same knowledge as you do. Okay, so chances are they're not the ones who are going to call you. It is your responsibility to make sure that you reach out to them. And remember that you need to reach out to people who are also communicating. So don't just be forcing someone who is not interested in the business. If someone tells you they're not interested, just understand. Tell them that is okay. If you're not interested in the opportunity, you can ask them for a referral. If they give you a referral, well and good. Most people who are not usually interested in the opportunity, they are not willing to give you a referral. Okay, that is usually how they are. That is usually the nature. Okay, so if you want your people to sign up into the business, keep on exposing the more ideas to them, keep on mentoring them, and keep on reaching out to them. That is how it is. Most prospects join after at least 3 exposures. 3 exposures simply means you're presenting, or rather you're sharing more knowledge to them about the business. You're exposing them to more activities. You're inviting them to come and see this and that testimony and things like that. Okay, so keep in touch with your prospect in different ways, and you keep on building a rapport, keep on talking to them. This way it keeps them closer to you. Okay, next point is add them to chat groups, or rather broadcast, but ask for permission first. I like asking people, I'm going to add you to one of our WhatsApp groups. Is that okay if I go ahead with that? Or I send them a link and I tell them this is one of our WhatsApp groups, kindly join at your convenience. This is where I'll be sharing more information. Okay, and I like telling them that it is much easier for me to send information into that WhatsApp group than it will be than comparing to sending information into your inbox. It's going to be a little bit tough. Okay, so that is how it is. Next, update your Facebook status, your social media status. That is where they usually go there to see, okay, what is this guy doing? Is this guy really building the business? And the more you keep on updating, it gets to a point where people now understand that this is now your profession, this is what you're doing, and no one will attack you. Okay. Next, show them the power of positioning, but don't make any false commitments. Show them the power of positioning, but don't make any false commitment. I really don't like making false commitment in network marketing, because this one can get it can get hold of you, and it is not usually a good experience. Okay. When you talk about showing them the power of positioning, is you need to explain to them to understand that joining the business earlier is much powerful. So this is how I go about it. I tell them, by the way, after you've now gone through this presentation, it is your responsibility to ensure that you join the business earlier. There are individuals who have already paid maybe half of the payment, or rather there are individuals who are going to pay from next week. And if these people, if all goes well, I'm going to position them under you as spillovers. So I have people in my team. Actually, I have people in my team who started this business. So that is how you explain it, okay? And then you give an example, and then you can send a few screenshots. You can tell them, like, look at this lady. She joined on this date. After 2 days, these 3 people joined, and these 3 people, we position them under her. So you can see here, she already has a team of 4 individuals who are growing the business because she started earlier. That is the power of positioning. Okay, so you have to let them understand that. Show them the power of positioning, but don't give false commitment. A lot of people like giving false commitment into this network marketing industry. They tell you, join today, I'm going to put 5 people under you on the left, or rather on the right. That is false commitment. Of course, we know any person who tells you something like that without showing you a tangible proof is not a good person. Okay, what I like telling them is that the earlier you join, of course, we are having people who we are going to be sharing the business idea to a lot of people, and these are some of the individuals who have committed that they are going to join the business. So if you get started earlier, I'm going to position you to a place where you're going to benefit from what we call spillovers. So that is how I like explaining it. Okay, and that marks the end of our presentation, and I believe you've been able to learn something that is going to help you be able to improve your skills and improve your knowledge in this business. Okay, of course, you keep on practicing the 5 keys that will help you be able to become successful in this industry. And the more you do that, you get that eventually, by the end of the day, you're able to create more and more success for yourself and for your team. Okay, so those are the 5 keys to take your business to the next level. Let's keep on building, let's keep on practicing, and let's meet at the top. Ciao.